Hey, it's Amanda with Teaching with the Caffeine Queen, and welcome back to my channel. Did you like that intro? Yeah, me either. I'm Amanda Knutson with Teaching with the Caffeine Queen, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to talk about my Market Day PBL, which I may be a little biased, but it definitely was one of my favorite activities I've ever done as a teacher, and I can confidently say I think the students really loved it as well. If you're unfamiliar with what a PBL is project-based learning, and it should include a couple things. First, it should be something authentic and something that they would find in the real world. With this project, it definitely is authentic learning because there are students in your classroom that are probably going to be entrepreneurs or have a small business or are going to need to do taxes or should do taxes. Hello, that's important. It's illegal not to, right? Yeah. It is important that they learn about this, and it is something authentic in the real world, not just worksheets or something that has no effect on their future. Also, with a PBL, you should have an audience, so family, staff members, students, community members, anyone you can get to come to your market day is huge. It needs to have an audience for the final day so that they can share their polished work with other people. Also, with project-based learning, make sure you are sharing the big idea with the students right from the start so that they know where this project is heading and the importance of doing their absolute best with it. Also, obviously, and this is pretty important, have ties to standards. So with the Market Day PBL, definitely has a ton of ties to social studies standards, but it also covers a lot of other standards like speaking and listening when they're making commercials or communicating with adults about selling their products. They also have to do letter writing. Also, there's math involved. They're gonna have to do graphing, counting money, totaling money. You get the point. It's covering a lot of different subject areas with one project. And cross-curricular projects are awesome as teachers because you're covering a lot of skills and the kids don't even know they're covering those skills. That's the best part, when kids don't even know they're learning and you feel like a ninja because you just learned all these skills and you didn't even know you were learning them. Boom. Mic drop. So let's get into what's included if you purchase this. For starters, you as a facilitator need to know what you're doing. So there are 12 pages of teacher tips that go over everything included in this project. Business cards, badges, the interest survey, invites, how to get donations, how to get people involved, what to do with the money, how to collect the money, invites and thank yous. I also included options of goods and services that they could sell, along with some pictures of when we did Market Day and my students in action selling their goods and services. I've also included for the advertisements and commercials the apps that we use for creating the commercials, and the commercials are hilarious, let me just tell you. And they're so fun. You're getting kids to use communications skills and technology to record the commercials, which is a win-win. So all of that is included in the teacher tips. I tried to think of everything that I needed to know when I did it, so I hope everything is in there for you. So next, your students are gonna have business portfolios because now they are young businessmen and women. And with the portfolios, it's important to keep everything together so that things don't get lost. Because I don't know about you, but I think there's a fairy that comes into my room at night and steals kids' stuff and moves it because always something gets lost. So keep it together, don't lose stuff. I have different ways that you can do this, and it's totally up to you in your classroom. The first is just print it on plain old paper and staple it. With this is obviously a way to keep everything together, and the kids hopefully won't lose paper then because it's stapled together. To make this a little more durable, you might want to print the cover on cardstock or maybe laminate the cover and the back page just so it's not falling apart before the actual market day happens. This is going to be your cheapest option and is totally doable. Another way you can do it is by using folders, and I printed these on colored cardstock and then glued them to the front. This first folder is no prong, and then they would just keep their sheets in the pockets. And that way, if you're wanting them to turn in things as you go instead of turning it all in at once, it's an easy way for them to only turn in a couple things at a time, but still keep relatively everything together. So that's an option. And then obviously you could also do it with the prongs, where maybe you want the stuff that needs to stay in their business portfolio, 3-hole punch and put in the middle, and then stuff that they're maybe turning in could be in the pouches. Just another idea. Both of these folders were 15 cents, but with back to school sales, I'm sure you can get them cheaper. You can ask for them on your back to school supply list. You can ask parents for them. I'm sure there's a bunch of different ways that you can get folders so that you're not having to buy them yourself. And then another idea, if you're having them turn in things sporadically or as you're moving along the market day, because this is going to take more than one class period. It's gonna maybe take a week or so, just depending on how many different things you're gonna do with it, is to just binder clip it. With the cover, I used colored cardstock and I laminated it just so that it's a little more durable. And then all of their papers are on the inside. Binder clip is easy to remove and take out papers to hand in as you go so that it's not all turned in at once. Totally up to you. This is editable, so you can type your students' names or have them write it on their business portfolio. Last and my favorite, this is extra people. Like, you do not need to do this. This is my favorite way, but I'm an extra person, so that makes sense. Glad you're finally admitting it. This is the pens and gear brand from Walmart. These were $2 for 6 of them, and I just feel like it adds a professional touch for the kids. It definitely looks professional, makes it a little more authentic for them. Obviously not necessary, okay? I know it's extra. I know it's not necessary, but it's just so cute. And it's easy to turn in things as you go. This can come off and you can take out stuff, or you can keep it all together. And then if you're planning on displaying these at the market day, I just feel like it looks a little more professional when they're binded like this, you know. Looks like a real business portfolio. And then obviously all the pages are in there, binded with this. Super cute and fun. You can also keep them in those, what are they called?
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
I cannot remember. If you know in the comments below, please let me know. But you know, like those portfolios that have separate little sections, like a file folder type thing, but like they're like thinner. Are they called file folders? I don't know. Okay, you can have them keep it in there if you know what I'm talking about. If not, then sorry. Okay, a couple other extra things that I've included that the kids love. You wouldn't necessarily need to do, but the kids do love it. Okay, so maybe do it. Is badges. So I bought badges and lanyards from Walmart. These were, I think, under $2 for 6 of them, and then the lanyard was $1. I have business badges included, and I have editable ones too. So you could either use these, you can have the kids just use the editable ones and decorate their own business logo to go inside here, or you can do both. You can have this on one side and their logo on the other side. But let me tell you, the kids love these. They'll wear them around like they are backstage passes to the Jonas Brothers, okay? They love these. My kids wore them all around the school. They felt real cool with these, okay? Again, this is extra. All you would really need to do is maybe print this on cardstock or print it and laminate it, hole punch it, and put a piece of string or yarn through it. It's the same effect, and that's much cheaper. Another thing that is extra and definitely does not need to be included, but the kids enjoyed it, was this receipt book. This, I think, was around $3 from Walmart, and it's just a receipt like this, and then they have like the carbon copy underneath. So you could use this on the actual market day, and you can have them fill this out when people purchase their goods or services, and then they keep the carbon copy. Again, just to make it feel a little more realistic and professional, you can do that route. Obviously, you don't need to. Again, it's up to you. Other things that are added to this product are invites, so telling them when, where, why, and any extra info, and then sending this home with your students or emailing it out to people or putting it in your newsletter or sharing it on your school's website to get the word out. These are editable. You can have the kids do them so that they are sending out the invites. Along with that, I also included market day info for materials. So you're gonna wanna send this out before the kids start really creating their projects. With this, I included a message about what we are doing and why we need materials, and then a due date for the materials, and then you would just list the materials here. It's also editable, so you can do your own type of greeting, but you're gonna wanna get materials from parents or community members or staff so that you're not having to buy it, because this just in, teachers aren't rich. So you can send this out, get the materials ahead of time. When I did it, the parents donated all the materials needed, and it worked out great. I know that that's not always the situation for everybody, so maybe asking your community or staff members for the donations ahead of time would be awesome. Another thing to send out is an interest survey, and I recommend sending this out ahead of time before the market day begins so that you can talk about supply and demand. Another fun economic term for them to learn. With this, the audience that is attending will fill out what they are planning on purchasing so that you don't have kids staying up all night making unicorn slime and they got like 100 gallons of it and they only sell a gallon and then they're really upset and they're crying. No, you don't want that. Okay, supply and demand, people. How much are you going to need to make? What is the demand for your product ahead of time? Sending this ahead of time also lets you know how much materials you're gonna need for the project. And again, it's a great tie-in with supply and demand and getting those economic terms out to your students. Another thing included that's editable is thank yous, so having your students create thank yous to all the members that were in the audience during the market day and sending those out. And then another awesome thing that I've included is a rubric, but with this rubric, the people that are in the audience are filling it out so that you as a teacher don't have to do everything. Woo! 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 Okay, so as they're going through the market day, it's just a checklist of things that they can check off if they see it, like greeted by a student, if they've seen a printed ad, if the students spoke like entrepreneurs, which you will talk with them about what that means, if they were offered a good or a service, if they purchased a good or a service, and then if they were shown a commercial ad. So at my school, we are one-to-one with iPads so that we could just play the commercials there. If you do not have that, you could send out the commercials ahead of time in a newsletter to the people attending or through email. Another option is to have the students turn their commercials into QR codes and have those available on the market day so that people attending can scan it and then still see the commercial on their phone while they're there. Because like I said, the commercials are usually hilarious and the kids want them to be shown, and it's just an extra fun thing to have. And then if they're pleased with their purchase, because just like Amazon, honey, you're getting a review, because you really don't want to promote selling junky items. Make sure you have a turn-in bin then at the market day, and they can just turn these in as they're going through. And then it helps you too as a teacher knowing maybe what aspects you need to make sure to really drive home on next time you do the market day. And this is editable too, so you can decide what you think is important and what people should be looking for when they're attending your market day. I also have a bunch of templates for market day banners. I don't have it set up right now, but you get the gist so that you can have whatever area you're doing your market day decorated with these. These ones are in color, so you can print them in color and then I laminated them and then cut them, or you can print them on colored paper to save ink again, another option. Okay, so let's talk about the money, honey. I have included some different templates for fake money. If you're planning on using real money, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But if you're using the fake money, you can obviously print it colored, and then I just cut and laminated, or you can print it on cardstock. Probably want it to be pretty durable because they're gonna be passing these around. You don't want them to be ripping. Or you could print them again, black and white on colored paper to save the ink. And then I also included jumbo sizes so you really know you're not gonna lose the money. And if you're planning on collecting real money, make sure that when you are sending out the invites, you're letting people know where the money's gonna go. So for example, I would collect real money to help with a toy drive fundraiser that I do later in the year. Or if you have anything else big coming up in your classroom or other PBLs where you're gonna need money for them, make sure you're letting them know that you're using that money for that. And usually parents, community members, staff are more willing to donate if they know the purpose of collecting the money. People wanna know that it's not just going to your Starbucks fund, okay? You can also use the real money for things in your classroom like flexible seating or maybe some new STEM equipment that you're wanting. Just make sure, like I said, people know what you're using the money for. And then on the day of the market day, used these pouches, which I got these for like 10 or 5 cents on clearance for back to school at Walmart. They're just a little more durable, hard plastic, but easy for them to keep their money in. If you're using real money, I would have you or a volunteer go around and collect the money and track the money during the market day just so things don't get lost or stolen. Better safe than sorry. If you're using fake money, let them store it in here and then they can track and do the graphing at the end. If you don't want to purchase those, because again, it's an extra thing you really don't need, you can use Ziploc bags, you can use binder clips. That's exactly how I had this money. Totally up to you. If you're using the fake money, I would have a set aside budget for each person attending the market day. Say each person gets $100 when they come in for the market day and they can spend it on what they want. Just make sure each person's getting equal amounts when they come in. Okay, that is all I have for my market day. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And in the comments below, let me know if you've done a market day before and if you found it successful. And if you've done my market day, please send me pictures or tag me on Instagram because I just love to see how it came to life in your classroom. Also, let me know like what else I should film. Yeah. If you are a returning subscriber and you're watching this right now, I just want to say thank you and I love you. And I really appreciate that you gave me like a second, third, fourth, whatever chance. I am working on it, so thanks for coming back. That is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, I have a blog, or on here, or you can email me. All of it is Teaching with Caffeine Queen and will be in the description box below. And I'll see you next time.